Very interesting, my gorgeous Gemini, indeed, because this month it's going to bring you like a huge, like quite enormous wake-up call, if I can actually say like that. And this is important because this wake-up call that I'm talking about is going to happen at the right moment, at the right time, which is most certainly going to start reflecting on you and on your life from the very 1st of June 2021, and it's going to be quite significant because you are going to find yourself being persistent throughout the month of June. And when I say that you're going to find yourself being quite persistent throughout the actual month of June, it means that it's going to be perfect amount of energy within you. And when it comes to the actual personal strength, when it comes to the actual personal balance, when it comes to having the control over a situation in such a way where other things are going to be highlighted in your life, the things that you should really look forward to, but also at the same time there is going to be an important message, very, very, very important message you are going to get, my gorgeous Gemini, this month. And that message is going to be remarkable because it's most certainly going to create a new point for you, something very important to look forward to. But this message that you're going to have, it's primarily going to be connected to something specific, something quite important that you have been waiting for, that you have been looking forward to, but at the same time it's going to come as the actual outcome of the past effort. This month things are going to change, my gorgeous Gemini, but I mean this and I'm saying this in the best possible way, because the opportunity that you are going to actually have at around the end of the month is going to be absolutely mind-blowing indeed. My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Gemini, my beautiful Gemini, and it's for June 2021. So it's for you, my gorgeous Gemini, and it's for June 2021. And when it comes to the actual numerology and the power of numbers, your number is number 11, and this is rather mind-blowing when it comes to you, because 11 is a very, very powerful number when it comes to your mind, when it comes to your subconscious mind, when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your greatest like awakening, but like a personal awakening indeed. And that in itself is going to be playing an important role when it comes to your life, because you're going to start becoming aware of things that you haven't been aware of before. You're going to learn how to read in between the lines in a very specific way, but most importantly the messages that you are going to be getting this month are going to be just completely out of this world. And I will say that number 11, you know, this is a very powerful number. It's pretty much connected to you, to your energy, to your power, to your self-esteem, to your courage, to your realization, but also like an enormous step that you are actually going to have towards the unknown situation with a full bravery, you know. But normally in situations like that, you know, you would be like, oh no, I'm not too sure, maybe I will just wait a little bit. This will happen because of the strong connection with your subconscious mind, and everything else that is happening, you know, is just basically gonna come out in the best possible way through your subconscious mind. What I mean by it's gonna come out is just you stepping into the unknown, but just normally you just would not really kind of do anything like this, or you would just wait for the certain time, for the certain moment. So this is something that I really want to highlight. This month is going to bring you the greatest awakening, like the huge massive wake-up call, and that in particular it's going to be quite significant from the actual 11th of June onwards. So from the 11th of June onwards, you are going to have your spiritual awakening, and this is going to reflect on you. When I say spiritual awakening, this is going to reflect on you like, oh, you need to do something, you need to move on, you need to move forward. But it's pretty much so going to be so much so about the wake-up call, wake-up call, wake-up call. Something is going to happen and it's just going to open your eyes, but it's also going to remind you like that you are on your path, what your path is, what you want want to do. You must not lose yourself in the world. You must not lose yourself within. So your path is going to be highlighted. Your personal path is going to be highlighted, my gorgeous Gemini, in between the 11th of June and the end of that month indeed. And on another hand, you know, number 11 is just basically you are going to really on one hand make an important decision, but on another hand there is a certain change that is also going to start taking place in your immediate environment, in your home, within your immediate environment. But you're also going to feel very strongly that you want to make the certain changes, that you want to make like a necessary changes, the certain changes that you maybe wanted to make in a long time. Now suddenly you're going to feel like, oh my God, I want to do it now, I want to do it now. But you're not going to be able to tell where this amazing, miraculous energy is actually coming from. On another hand, number 11 also means, you know, this is about the actual, you know, very special moment that you're also going to have, because there is a sign that you will have, and this sign that you will have this month, you know, it's an important, it's going to be quite important for you, of course, again, because this is the time when your energy is normally quite vibrant. This is the time when your energy is quite powerful anyway. So that's why, you know, you're just going to be able to connect so much more, that much further, and just a little bit more, just a little bit further is just going to put you close towards the world of possibilities that you wouldn't normally notice. So by the time again you come to the end of the actual June 2021, there is a lot that is going to be inspiring you. And in particular, you know, when it comes to the 11th of June until the end of that month, like also I want to say that anything that kind of is calling you, anything that is inspiring you, like anything that is just keep on repeating on your mind, you need to pay attention to things that are simply keep on repeating on your mind, because there is something that is going to come to the surface, something very important that you are kind of keep on ignoring, but you need to kind of like really become aware of this, you know. So you just need to kind of become aware of it in such a sense when you can just kind of go along with it, just go for it, just, you know what I mean, just go through and step forward. On another hand, there is going to be a quiet you know, the time for the actual adjustment and readjustment, but at the same time, you know, this is just basically about the management in your life in general, you know. On another hand, there is going to be somebody very important, somebody who's very close to you, somebody who you know, somebody who's like maybe a family member, a really great friend, but it's going to influence you. There is this very strong influence going to come from that person, and that in itself, it's also going to confirm something to you, because there will be like a very strong and personal confirmation that you are going to gain out of it. So somebody in your life like that is very close, somebody who's very close to you, it's going to be playing an important role when you get inspired by something. So you need to pay attention to this inspiration, what this is, because yet again, this is something that you should kind of try, something that you should kind of inspect, something that you should kind of explore, because there is going to be some kind of adventure that you're going to find yourself through that situation, because you will want to try something. But before that adventure, you'll find yourself like at the door when you are really going to kind of like whether you should go forward, whether you should go backward. But the answer to this is you being very daring. So first of all, you're going to be daring, and then out of the daring situation, there is going to be like quite interesting adventure. Before that happens, you are going to have like a quite interesting little sign, and it's going to be like a come in a form of like a little bird. And this is nothing unusual, because this is your time, this is the time when your energy is kind of very vibrant. So it is nothing unusual to have a sign and an omen which is going to come to you in the form of a cute little bird, or maybe beautiful big bird, you know. But there is something very cute and something very significant and unusual that you're going to find about this bird. Not only maybe maybe the bird is going to like look at you, maybe maybe the bird is going to fly in a strange way, maybe the bird is going to do something unusual. However, above all, it is just a strong connection that you're going to feel. Like this bird is like a literally part of your dimension, so you will know that she's bringing you the message. So when you, maybe it's going to land like on your window, maybe it's going to land in your garden if you've got a garden, maybe it's going to land in front of your window. You know, it really depends. Maybe you're going to be outside somewhere, maybe you're going to be driving your car somewhere, maybe you're going to be in the forest somewhere. You know, it really depends, but you will know as soon as you come across this little bird that this is your sign. You will know, my gorgeous Geminini. And then on another hand, you will also know that you need to be prepared, that very soon after that, you know, this is your messenger, this is your little spiritual messenger that is letting you know that there is some kind of daring situation that is going to come up, and you just need to be brave basically, and also you need to step forward and you need to step through. And once you do that, it's going to become like an adventure, and this is what the bird is going to let you know, and this is how everything is actually connected. Very, very important indeed. On another hand, you know, when you see this little bird, just also at the same time, you really need to pay attention to who are you thinking about in your mind at that moment in time. Who are you thinking about? Who are you focusing on? It's to do with a certain person, but then at the same time, it's having a very sacred answer, like when it comes to like having some kind of successful combination through that person, that some kind of successful combination is going to come up. And this is something that you need to pay attention to once you come across that little bird. This is very important, you know, this sign will be very important and very powerful for you indeed. And if you didn't even think about like that specific person or anyone specific at that moment in time, just pay attention to like maybe an hour earlier or maybe that morning, but it's not going to be that far from the moment in time when you saw that bird. On another hand, you know, I really like this, my gorgeous Gemini, because things are going to start moving on and flowing quite nicely indeed. You know, it's about the actual creativity at the moment in time. You know, the movement creates the energy. Of course, you need to remember this. The movement creates the energy, my baby. So that means that it's like about at the moment in time, you will be enjoying yourself at some moment in time, at some point in June, like really much so. And there is going to be the energy that you didn't feel in such a long time, in a sense of vibration, in a sense of excitement, in a sense of like opportunity, in a sense of ideas. This is all going to be around you, and it's going to be quite highlighted at the same time. By the moment in time when you're very creative, now again, when you least expect it, there is some kind of beginning that you're going to start, in particular when it comes to maybe some kind of invention, or maybe you will like try something for the first time, or you're going to think about a certain part of your life and realize, oh my god, it's becoming successful, and that really surprised me. You know, you can take that as an invention as well, but it really depends. It's going to boil down towards the actual start of something really important, and then this is going to play an important role in your life when it comes to gain and security and balance, when it comes to finances. You know, beginning of a very important experience, which is just going to turn into an adventure, is what I was saying about before. This is going to help you so much, because at the time of the difficulties, you know, the certain difficulties that you went through over the last 7 or 8 months in particular, you know, that created like a little bit of crisis, and a little bit of maybe like negativity, a little bit of like a sadness, and the certain opportunities weren't there anymore. So this is going to be pretty much so connected to that particular situation. On another hand, when it comes to your health, my gorgeous Gemini, this is very important to just pay attention to your stomach, and also it is just a very kind of like when it comes to your digestion, you really need to pay attention to kind of what is throwing you out of balance, because when it comes to the stomach and that part, the digestion, this is yet again highlighted when it comes to your situation, my gorgeous Gemini. So make sure that you're drinking as much water as you can. Make sure that you're drinking herbal teas. It's what I said before, like organic chamomile, organic nettle tea, organic dandelion tea, without sugar, of course, and then maybe with a little bit of organic honey, or the actual organic maple syrup, but definitely not sugar. Or if you can do without any sweeteners, even better. And maybe maybe you can add a little bit of organic unwaxed lemon as well, because it tastes amazing and it's also really good for you. On another hand, a nice dose of B vitamins. I would highly suggest you to take the very first thing in the morning, like a vitamin B complex. It needs to be natural, without any chemicals, and you need to make sure that the actual folic acid is made in a folate as a folate instead of folic acid, because folate is natural. And also you need to make sure that the B12 is made in a natural way as well, opposed to the chemical way. So this is the type of vitamin B complex that I highly recommend. And vitamin B complex is going to give you energy, and you're going to need a little bit of energy, but it's going to give you energy, and also it's going to be beneficial for so many other things. But on top of that, it's just going to be beneficial for your entire digestive system. I also highly suggest you like to promote like a friendly bacteria, to get like some kind of maybe yogurt, you know, with like a friendly bacteria in, and also to sip a little bit of organic aloe vera juice, because it's mind-blowing. It's very good when it comes to the actual stomach lining in general, and you're going to find this very beneficial indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications, my gorgeous Gemininis, or not. So now I'm going on the very first date that I think that it's going to be quite important, and it is indeed going to start with the 1st of June. The very 1st of June is almost going to be like, oh my lord, you know, the portal is going to start opening here like so much, like it's going to be mind-blowing big mama day indeed. By the time you get to the 11th of June, this is when the new portal is going to be open. Just remember, because this is going to start bringing you the world of possibilities that you didn't have before. And sometimes when we are thrown out of balance, it drains our energy, so we don't respond to the situations like in the way that we would until this energy is clear. So the 1st of June is going to be playing an important role, because this is when the portal is going to start opening. But by the time you get to the 11th of June, the portal is going to be open, what I was talking about before. So specifically, like, oh my lord, in between the 11th of June and the end of the month, that time is very, very important. On another hand, the 1st of June, you know, is just fantastic, because it's all about this new energy starting to come in, and you're almost certainly going to be connected to the certain accomplishment, something that you have achieved, and that in itself, it's not going to leave your mind, because you're just going to be around it, you're going to be around it, you're going to be around it, and that in itself, it's going to be brilliant, because it's just going to be really connect you with yourself, and it's also going to start bringing you lots of ideas. And this is how your energy is going to become very vibrant, because through your own accomplishment, this is going to give you self-esteem and confidence that you wouldn't otherwise have. And this is why this is so important. On another hand, this is just going to show you the certain maturity, how mature and how different in a beautiful magical way you actually are. But on another hand, you just need to allow yourself to be yourself by communicating yourself, communicating your vision, and communicating as much as we possibly can throughout these months. And 1st of June, it's going to bring you actually, so the first of all is the accomplishment, and then that in itself is going to make you feel very enthusiastic, and that on another hand is just really going to enhance and highlight this new initiative, and you're going to become aware of the new stage in your life slowly starting to unfold. But this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning through this excitement, and that in itself, it's also going to have a very positive influence and impact on you. It's about a new beginning with unlimited possibilities that is just connected to this, and also at the same time, it's going to create a very powerful obsession. And I know the word obsession is like, oh my god, obsession, but you know, when you're obsessed, mean like when you're really focusing on something that makes you feel really good, focusing on something that makes you feel really great, you know. And this is exactly what is going to happen here, because that in itself is going to answer your big question, and on another hand, it's going to start paving an important path to prosperity, your well-being, and you know, your comfort and security later on. This is pretty much so going to start an important process of planning, because at the same time, on the 1st of June, you are going to overcome an important obstacle, and new in order to overcome an important obstacle, my gorgeous Geminini, on the 1st of June, you just need to remember that you can overcome absolutely everything. You know, you can overcome anything, everything, because I see that you must not doubt yourself. You know, if you want to do something, you just go for it. Don't doubt yourself. You can overcome everything, because, you know, at the same time, I want to say that you are going to overcome a really important problem, an important obstacle is slowly going to come to an end. So now I would highly suggest you something like a black obsidian. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at this gorgeous black obsidian. This comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And black obsidian is fantastic when it comes to protecting your energy in a nice and rather gentle way, but then at the same time it's a really great little stone when it comes to the actual inspiration. Through your own inspiration, you're going to stay on top of the things, and also the time when your energy would have been drained because of the negativity or negative people or negative situation. In this time, you know, black obsidian is fantastic because it protects you completely and fully against the negative energy, so you contain this beautiful, wonderful and powerful energy within you rather than wasting it. And I say you can waste your energy if you are around the people or around the situations that like kind of draining your energy. And I do things that, you know, this is going to be the case throughout the actual months of June and July as well, my gorgeous Gemini. So that's why I highly recommend you to, every single time when you're working on something, or when you're doing something, you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to talk through something, or when you just want to protect yourself, but also have this like really great feeling of inspiration which is driving you beautifully along, I highly recommend this gorgeous black obsidian. The link to buy this is in the description below, and by buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Gemini, you're also supporting my channel as well. The second important date, it's 11th of June. As I said, this is the beginning, like, oh my god, this is you know, something, you're gonna come to terms with something, you know, that a certain part of your life is slowly coming to an end. But this is important because this is when your full strength is going to start. This is the time when the new portal is going to open, and suddenly you're gonna feel this very strong and powerful energy, but most importantly, all sorts of ideas. And also these ideas are going to be like guiding you along the way at the same time, because the more you kind of pay attention to these ideas, the more your mind is opening itself. This is going to be a remarkable moment in time when it comes to the wisdom and when it comes to the serene knowledge that you are going to have. But you know, now suddenly you're going to feel very firmly to kind of deal with a problem in your life, and it's just like a kind of like a, before you would be like maybe no, but now you're just going to know that this is something that you really simply need to do. At the same time, you need to pay attention, because there is a certain part of you that you are not paying attention to when it comes to hidden emotion, you know, something that is very important that you're not doing but you should be doing when it comes to your own practicality, something that you were doing like when you were younger, like a long time ago, but now you just need to focus on it and see which missing part of you should bring into your life. This is very, very important, because on one hand, you know, this is just going to be very significant when it comes to your own practicality, but on another hand, you know, you're just going to release yourself from being restrained too frequently. And also, when it comes to the 11th of June, I mean, it's fantastic because, you know, somebody, it's also kind of like, who's very close to, is going to tell you some certain information. And first of all, it's not going to make sense, but then you're going to find out something so significant through that information. On another hand, you know, you're going to understand a lot about that particular person, maybe about a certain loyalty or something like that. It's going to be positive and great, but this is going to mean to you so much. And it's most certainly going to put a big smile on your face. On another hand, you know, so the very reliable person is going to play an important role here. On another hand, you know, the time from the 11th of June until the end of that month, again, is the great time when it comes to the actual investment, is the great time in general, is the great time when it comes to the actual going on the next stage of your life. But then again, at the same time, if you want to sign something, if you want to start something, something, if you want to begin something, you know, the wise investment in general, the wise investment into your life. On another hand, you know, it's the time of self-illumination, but also, you know, it's the time of like what you are in self-denial about. You really need to pay attention to it, because you know what I mean, that in itself is going to help you. When you come to that understanding, you will know what to do, and most importantly, it's going to be very relevant when you have this certain view by getting the big picture that you wouldn't normally get. On another hand, it's just what else, rhodochrosite is like a must. Okay, rhodochrosite, it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at how beautiful this crystal is. Like, oh my lord, it's one of the best crystals when it comes to boosting your personal energy, boosting your personal vibration. If you feel low, if you feel negative, if you feel really down, if you feel like not yourself, if you have to deal with issues but you're like kind of not ready, you know, this is like absolutely big mama when it comes to that emotional connection, emotional balance. It just boosts your energy almost instantly. It's fantastic when we worry a lot. It's fantastic when we find ourselves like being a little bit lost, when we are a little bit sad, a little bit down. You know, there is a lot that is going to be going on in June and July, and this is most certainly something that as soon as you wear this crystal, it almost instantly boosts you in so many different ways. Wherever there is a missing balance within you, this is going to bring you up so nicely. So this is something I highly recommend you to wear throughout June and July as well. Every time when you feel a little bit weird or drained or unusual, you know, this is something that is just brings you that balance almost instantly. This gorgeous crystal comes with a sterling silver setting. This gorgeous crystal comes with a sterling silver chain, and it's actually, the link to buy this is in the description below. By buying things from my channel, my gorgeous Geminini, you're also supporting my channel as well. The third important date is going to be on the 30th of June, on the very last day of June indeed. So now there is going to be very important opportunity that you are going to have, but also at the same time, you know, you are going to become aware of the actual very important improvement in your life, like full on. It's going to take on the 30th of June, and that in itself is also playing a very important role when it comes to its connection with 11th of June, just remember. And that is just to do with your development, promotion, and also it's pretty much so to do with an important outcome of the past effort. This is going to have such an important effect on you when it comes to your personal rebirth, and it's almost immediately going to help you with your own connection by placing you on the path of your own devotion, what you should be paying attention to and which path you should take, because now here you will become aware of the things that you need to pay attention to and what exactly you love in your life that you should put a little bit more energy towards. This is going to become absolutely evident like there is no tomorrow. It's to do with offering like of a service towards like a specific goals and things like that. It's going to go a long way from this point onwards indeed. On another hand, you know, this is all about your own progress. Very important time of progress, you know, but also very important time of like motivation. Somebody is really again going to be playing an important role, maybe a partner, maybe a friend, you know, maybe a family member, but somebody is also going to be playing an important role. And you know what, that person is absolutely right, because maybe you didn't even realize what a wonderful impact and influence this person is actually having on you. So it's the motivation by somebody. It's also again here going to be playing an important role. Most certainly the 30th of June is going to bring you the moment when you are about to step into your own power, you know, and you just need to remember that you're strong beyond the measure, my gorgeous Geminini indeed. Okay, so now I'm just going to see what is going to happen when it comes to the actual first part of June, mid part of June, and the last part of June briefly. So the first part of June, it's all going to be about the actual, you know, you're going to be wondering, you are going to be like kind of like pretty much so wanting to do something or go somewhere or do something, but you're not going to be too sure what to kind of do, and you're going to be kind of doubting yourself. It's pretty much so like, oh my God, being so uncertain, but it's to do with some other person, you know, as well, because because there is going to be somebody else involved and you're not going to be too sure whether you should kind of step through or not. So most certainly the choice should be quite good actually that you are going to have. On another hand, the mid-June, it's also like fantastic. It's the time of release, and this is nothing unusual because you do indeed have number 11, which is a mind-blowingly powerful number. You are reaching up the big circle, the full circle here, which means you know that it's time of release, and this is to do with endings that are going to lead to very important, huge, massive, enormous new beginnings. Okay, you're gonna need to understand that this is going to put you on a path where you're gonna need to release situations or people that are actually holding you back, because you are having your spiritual transformation. Okay, and also on another hand, the last part of the actual June is just like you need to embrace like people in your life. You need to talk to people in your life. You need to communicate to people in your life more than you possibly can. It's very important. Okay, and also on another hand, emotionally, you know, this is to do with your emotions. It's just to do with emotionally making a choice emotionally, that you need to remember that you need to make a choice from the heart. This is more important than anything. And on another hand, the last part of June is most certainly going to bring you news worth celebrating. I'm so happy for you because I know how much this is going to mean to you, but then at the same time, you know, it's going to kind of like put you on the path where you're going to have like a little surprise, because you're going to become aware of the possibilities that you weren't aware of, kind of like aware of before, because you're going to start feeling, you know, this in a certain way about the certain aspects of your life, and more because of this situation, and most certainly other things are going to be revealed that are going to be just so important for you to move on when it comes to the actual future planning indeed. But how could you possibly think that I would forget? Happy birthday, my gorgeous Gemini. I love you so much. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gemini. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gemini. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gemini. Happy birthday to you. Mwah, I love you, my gorgeous Geminini. Did you think that I would forget your gorgeous birthday? Of course not. Happy birthday. It's your time. You know, you're going to have many moments this month, and this is why I get so excited, because of you, for you, because your energy is going to be very strong, you see. So this is exactly what I mean. Fantastic when it comes to moving on with our lives, but also fantastic when it comes to manifestation. Now I'm just going to see what is going to happen. Oh gosh, what is going to happen to those of you who are actually in relationship? Wait, I put my tarot cards. Okay, my gorgeous Geminini, I'm just going to see what is going to happen with the couples now for June. My God, you know, when it comes to the actual couples, you are gonna have a little bit of a difficulty. There you got the world, of course. You're gonna have a little bit of difficulty to deal with, you know, on one hand. And this is what's gonna happen for the couples when it comes to you, my gorgeous Geminis. You see, you are gonna have a little difficulty to deal with. Some kind of problem and argument from the past you are gonna need to work on. You are gonna need to discuss. You are going to need to come on top of, because if you don't, it's going to go much further and it's going to turn into something different. So this is something, my advice for you to actually do. And on another hand, you need to be careful, because your partner, there is somebody maybe like a little bit of not really nice around your partner. Somebody's not being very honest, and you just need to kind of see what this is. So if your partner is planning to kind of purchase something really big, or if your partner is planning to do something really massive, something really huge that involves some other person, then you just kind of see what this is, because somebody's not being honest around your partner, so you just kind of know what this is. So in order for your partner to protect themselves and you, it's actually just try to find out who this is. So if it's any kind of big planning, signings and things like that that your partner needs to do, then he needs to be really careful. But on another hand, this is fantastic. By the time you get to the end of the month, there is a very important news that you are both going to have, very important accomplishment you're both going to have, and you are going to realize something very special, both of you as a couple, you know. And this is going to be remarkable, because there are certain ideas that you are going to have, but also, you know, you're going to start to feel in a specific way to kind of pay attention to certain changes that you wouldn't normally pay attention to. So there's going to be a very important news at the end of by the end of the month that the couples are going to have, and this is brilliant, because it's just like you will be able to both like recognize the certain abilities, but also like the certain ideas. It's going to bring the certain ideas about your future, like a very strong and powerful direction indeed. So now I'm just going to see Geminis that are actually single. Okay, any single Geminis. Now this is for you, my gorgeous Gemininis. Ooh la la, that one just jumped out like a big mama. Look at that one. Like Two of Cups, and it's just like upside down, which means that you see what is actually going to happen here. It's first of all, you need to realize something, my gorgeous Geminini, because it looks like the half of the month is going to be like, you know, like a two of Cups upside down. So what you're going to need to do, there is somebody that you need to let go. There is somebody that you are still kind of paying attention to, and you maybe shouldn't. It's not meant to be the part of your journey. That person is not who they claim that they are. I'm saying this so nicely and frankly purely because I know that there is quite a lot that you don't know about this person. Perhaps you're going to meet, so this is how it's going to go. The first half of the month, you know, if you didn't meet this person so far that I'm talking about, because it's somebody from the past, you know, so in the first half of the month, if you kind of like, if you haven't met that person before, so the first half of the month is actually going to be you maybe seeing someone and then that's not the right person, no baby, no. And then the second half of the month, there is going to be the situation when someone really important is going to nicely, beautifully slide in. But first of all, you need to kind of let someone go. Someone is not meant to be the part of your spiritual journey. Someone is not meant to be there. And that's part of your progress in the spiritual growth, because it's on you to actually learn and realize who this is. So first of all, you need to let someone go. So it's either the person from the past, sorry, oops, sorry. So it's either a person from the past, or it's just going to be somebody who's going to slide into your life, like very quickly, very shortly, like in the first half, and then you're going to realize that this is not the right person for you. But this is very important. You see, no surprise, 10 of Wands. You just going to realize also at the same time, it's going to confuse you, and maybe it's like, oh no, I really thought that that's the real person. But then again, at the same time, just remember that this is exactly what you need to go through. It sounds like, oh my God, but no, what am I going to say now? This is going to be absolutely mind-blowing. Ace of Wands, of course, you see, this is what I'm talking about, because someone very special is going to manifest in your life at around the end of the month, at the time when you kind of like become aware of the certain accomplishment. At that time when you become aware of the certain accomplishment, just pay attention, because this is going to be at the end of, like, the very end of the month, and you're going to feel very pleased with yourself and your own achievement, in particular at around the end of the month. This is the time when you will want to explore. Just remember, I will repeat, at the time when you become aware of the certain accomplishment when it comes to you, at that time you're also going to kind of step into your own power in many different ways. But on another hand, this is going to cause you to explore the certain parts of your life. It's going to help you to move on, but also to explore the certain parts of life. And you are going to find yourself on the path with somebody very special, very beautiful, very significant, but with somebody who is sharing something very special with you, because this person is going to be in tune. This person is going to be very intuitive, but it's also going to walk into your life when you least expect it, and it's going to start happening right at the end of the month of June 2021. Okay, my gorgeous Gemini, Geminini, I love you all so much. I wish you happy birthday again, my gorgeous people. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, peace, love, and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, peace, love, and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. I love you. Bye.